Today I'm making a track for Sign from God by Cobrah and Grimes. I'm going to take the vocals, put them straight into Logic, and try to make my own track from scratch without hearing the original version first. I'm really excited to see what this collaboration is going to be because I feel like there's some overlap between their sounds, but they're pretty different still. There's a lot of different directions that this could go. So let me grab those vocals and I'll see you back in Logic in just a second. Okay, I've pulled the vocals in here. Now it's time to take a listen.
Baby, I'm a dark star, falling in your body and your mind.
Okay, cool. Super heavy vocal processing as to be expected from them. But then in the verses, we get those like soft, up close vocals and more of kind of a vocodery, big raver vocal in the hook sections. Also feels like there's quite a few different sections to work with. So it'll be interesting to see how it can transition through those. Okay, the timing is a little tricky on this, but I think I've gotten this lined up on the grid. I'm going to start in this section because there's some good harmonic content with these harmonies and what I think is the pre here. And I think I'm going to start with the bass. I'm going to record this section first. Okay, so we need to get into that from the part before. It's like shifted one beat, I think, in this section, because the one before is in time with this. So let's just experiment. I'm gonna start layering in some percussion, get a little more feel for this. Okay, let's use this really deep kick. Definitely feels like it should be 4 on the floor. I like this thicker snare also. Let's use this little hi-hat thing, or something like this. Let's put this clap in and do a little reverse clap situation. I'm going to add this percussion thing. Okay, I'm going to add this loop in underneath. I'm gonna add in some chords on top of that bass line with this pad. Maybe something like that. Okay, I'm not sure how to transition into this section because of the timing, but I'm gonna try this bass line I had from before. It might work if I put some kind of little effects thing in there. Let me bounce this onto this track. Okay, I'm gonna move on to the verse. I'm not 100% sure what I want to do here, but I'm gonna try a little different bass line just to start out with. Let's see if that works. Maybe it needs chords. I like that bass line, but maybe we need chords in this pre instead of the bass. So I'm gonna try something here. See if that works, if that transitions a little bit better. I put this on a new group because I don't want that side chaining pumping effect on it. And I want to filter this, do a low pass.
Teardrops, bright lights, look up in the sky. Mind wide, so bright. Baby, I'm a sign from God.
And then cut it here. Okay, let's see if this works with the bass. Right? Something like that. And then I'm thinking just drums here. And then bass comes in here. Okay, we're gonna do another synth following this bass line for the first verse. So I just moved it down here with a new synth. So we're gonna start with this here. I'm gonna try a new bass line in this little bridge section. I'm gonna try some chords here. More like stabs in this section on top of that bass line. Let's put it on this filter track. Okay, my version is done. This was fun to make. I went very, I don't know, industrial art pop vibes. The timing in those pre-sections and even the outro was a little bit strange, so I'm very curious to see what happens in the original with those, because I felt a little bit unsure about those transitions in and out of those sections. But other than that, I think it came out cool. So let's take a listen to my version. Let me know what you think in the comments. All right, here we go.
Baby, on the dark side, in your body and your mind. Closer look and maybe you go blind. I could see you world apart when you're longing in the night. Loving when you're leaning into mine. Baby, on the dark side, in your body and your mind. Closer look and maybe you go blind. I could see you world apart when you're longing in the night. Loving when you're leaning into mine. Teardrops, bright lights, look up in the sky. Wide, wide, so bright. Baby, I'm a sign from God. Sign from God, I'm meant to be sent to be baby, baby, I'm a dark star. Lights out like a bomb, recreational, napalm. She's the prettiest problem. Wants to play right zero, oops, gone. What fun, angels of annihilation. Follow girls into the sun. Zero is superior to one. Teardrops, bright lights, look up in the sky. Mind wide, so bright. Baby, I'm a sign from God. Baby, I'm a sign from God. What's your sign? Passing light. Baby, I'm a sign from God. Why am I so hot? He made me this way. I'm gonna stay forever. That's my name. There's nowhere I can put a man. Forgive me if you can. I'm a dark star. He made me this way. I'm the most of it. God's favorite. He made me this way. Anti-eco-mess. I see the sun and fly away. What's your sign? Baby, ask me mine. I'm a sign from God. I'm a star singing for God. If you're blind, I'm a what's your sign? Ask me mine. Baby, I'm a sign from God. What's your sign? Ask me mine. Baby, I'm a sign from God. Going to be there to be sign from God. I'm meant to be sent to be baby, I'm a sign from God. Teardrops, bright lights, look up in the sky. Mind wide, so bright. Baby, I'm a sign from God. Going to be there to be sign from God. I'm meant to be sent to be.
Okay, that was my version. Now it's time to check out the original. Let me pull up the visualizer on YouTube to see what this thing sounds like. I'm very excited. Okay, it's a lot darker, which is kind of what I was expecting. What's happening with the tempo? Really interesting chords. Ooh, this part's super cool. Those really dark stabs. I love that. There's less of a departure in this section than I was expecting there to be from the rest of the production. I feel like it makes this section like not hit as much, but it's a cool vibe. Whoa, super interesting, very dark, and I can definitely hear the blend of both of their styles. It felt like there were elements of each that somehow like worked together. I wish there was a little bit more differentiation between each section just to make like that hook part really hit harder, because I feel like it wasn't that dynamic of a track, which is kind of normal for this genre, but I felt like it needed something to really like kick into gear when that part comes in. So that was like the only thing missing for me. But again, let me know what you guys think in the comments, and if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. I post new episodes every Wednesday, so come back next week to check that out. All right, thanks for watching, and hopefully I'll see you next time.